for the clean-up of one of the parks in the city centre. So they've been living there on and off for a few years, and we work with them because we provide a clinic there. These people have no access to primary health care, so we've been providing a clinic and also a creche for some of the children who are there. And it's always been a difficult situation. It's always been a messy, dirty, unpleasant situation, certainly not an ideal place for anyone to live, but these people are living there until they have an alternative. But in the past, the view of the municipality was every few months to send in the police to smash their belongings, to smash their shacks, to burn their belongings, and hope they would go away. And all that would happen is that they would come back again with even less than they had before. Interestingly, in the last year, there's been a real change by the municipality actually working with us and working with the community. So they've installed ablution blocks. It took us 2.5 years to get them to do it, but they finally installed ablution blocks. So it's improved the level of hygiene in the area. They've sent in the solid waste people to clear the rubbish, to have a system for clearing rubbish, and so on. So they recognize these people are not going to go away, and let's work with them rather than against them.
Yes.
And then suddenly they've gone back to destroying their belongings again. So it's like the city doesn't really know what it's doing.
Mm. It does appear, Dennis, that obviously the councillor, and from what the report that I've read, is one of the councillors obviously is behind the operation. And I'm just trying to understand the motivation or the agenda behind the councillor being part of this operation.
Well, I could completely understand that people want to, quote unquote, clean up the area. But if cleaning up means treating people like litter and discarding them and hoping they'll go away, then obviously that isn't fair, that isn't moral, it's not legal, but also it doesn't work because people just come back again. So you can't move people unless there is an alternative for them. And I think, we're not sure the council was behind it, but he seems to be, because he said a few months ago, I'm going to send people in and clear up the area. And we said, you can't do that without giving people a warning. And in fact, there have now been 2 legal cases, one in Joburg and one in Pretoria, which have proven that cities cannot move homeless people unless they give them a warning beforehand. So the city of eThekwini is in direct contradiction of 2 legal cases that are found on the side of the homeless against city authorities.
Yes. Now, I believe there is an alternative, and the place that has been named has been Albert Park.
Yes, so ironically, Albert Park is where these people were moved from a few years ago. Albert Park is one of the safe sleeping spaces which the municipality has set up. Everyone in those safe sleeping spaces is there voluntarily. They choose to sleep there, and at the moment, nobody is obliged to. Indeed, there's no legal basis on which you can oblige people to sleep in a certain space. If there was a discussion, if there was an engagement with the community, it might be possible to persuade them. But simply destroying their belongings and saying, now you must move to Albert Park, is not going to work. It's unjust, it's immoral, it's illegal.
Yes. Now, Raymond, also, I think what is important to understand, and particularly in the time that we are living in right now with the pandemic, with COVID-19, and you have mentioned that you are running a clinic as well. And with regards to outreach programs, information, education, as far as COVID-19 is concerned. And at the same time, we know that these are places that are very, very crowded at times. And the whole issue surrounding the COVID-19 and the pandemic, and also the looking at basic precautions that people can take. I suppose you are doing quite a bit in terms of providing that type of service.
We certainly are. That's why we campaigned for ablution blocks for the area. That's why we have a clinic there with healthcare workers every day, not just talking to people about COVID, but all the other health issues they face. We have people there who are affected by TB, and they need to have daily TB medication. Once they get dispersed, it'll be hard to find them and get them back on their TB medication. So while we're worried about COVID, something that we can't do anything about, we have TB that we can do something about. 100,000 people a year die of TB in South Africa, completely treatable TB. And here's a situation where we are helping people to help them to recover from TB, and the actions of the municipality have completely undermined that.
Have you approached a municipality?
We have. So the people we deal with at the municipality, an excellent woman called Yurika Singh, who's been working with us and listening to the community and so on. And she knows nothing about this. She said, I have no idea why the police were given permission to move in. I have no idea who requested this. she was, I have to say, as surprised and certainly as insensitive as we are, because it's undoing all the work that her department has been doing for the last year. And I don't understand the municipality in which one department can do one thing and another department can do the exact opposite.
And also, Raymond, what is the situation of the people whose belongings have been taken away, and everything else around them has been demolished? What is the situation right now?
So they've mostly stayed there. They don't want to go anywhere else. This has happened to them before. They rebuild with the little that they have. For whatever reason, it's a space that they want to be living in. So most of them, in the last few days, we've had heavy rains here in Durban. They had some protection with shacks and bin bags. Now they don't even have that. It's really unconscionably cruel of the city and the Metro Police to just go in and burn people's belongings like this.
Well, Raymond, thank you very much for that. And the update with us this morning here on Salam Media on News and Views. We wish you all the best, and please take care.
Thanks a lot. And thanks very much for the support of the Muslim communities here in Durban for the work of the Denis Hurley Centre. It really is fantastic working hand in hand with them to serve the poor, and we're really delighted to have that partnership.
Well, it's all about joining hands and working together and making a difference, Raymond. Thank you for that as well.
Indeed, amen to that.
Raymond Perrier joining us this morning. He's the director of the Denis Hurley Centre, and with that, the time, he said it's straight for 8:45 a.m. We're heading for a break, an ad break, and we come back. Still quite a bit to talk about.
Osman's Taj Mahal Spice and Rice. For over 80 years, Osman's Taj Mahal have been perfecting the art of the perfect blend of spices, pure, aromatic,